All right, my name's Nikki. I'm here from Tielens Yoga. Today we're going to do a little back and shoulder work, and you're going to need just one block. Just leave it at the top of your mat. So we're going to start in Shavasana, taking a few deep breaths here, letting the ankles relax, palms face up. Maybe pinch the shoulder blades a little bit together, stick that chest up, and then let's focus on calming the breath. Taking nice, slow, deep inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth. Good. You're going to want to grab your block. You're going to plant your feet just like in a bridge position. Lift those hips up just slightly. You're going to want to place the block just under your sacrum. So at the top part of your butt, the lower part of your back, and then we're going to bring our legs straight again just like we were in Shavasana. So you want to make sure you're keeping your core nice and tight. Again, keeping those shoulder blades pinched together for a nice proud chest. And just letting the legs create a little pull and a little pressure stretch here in your lower back, just to release some of the tension we generally carry there. Still focusing on those nice deep breaths. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale our left leg up. Exhale, bring the right leg up straight up to the air. If you need to readjust your block to make it more comfortable, that's fine. Ideally, you want the soles of your feet pointing towards the sky. You can bring your palms facing down a little bit if you need to help push your legs up to the sky. But essentially, they should be perpendicular to the ground. This is a good stretch just to let all the blood come back to the heart. It's a good prep for any of our shoulder stands or any of our rollovers. Good. On your next inhale, drop the left leg. Exhale, drop the right leg. You're going to plant your feet, again in that bridge position. Lift up the block, your hips, and remove the block again, placing it in an easily reachable position. We're going to let our legs come back down, give a little shake out in our lower back. We're going to inhale our right arm up overhead, and we're going to come cradle ourselves on our right side. Just taking 2 breaths here. Just letting yourself sink into the mat. And when you're ready, you're going to push yourself up. We're going to orient ourselves into a nice tabletop position. So your wrists should be below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. We're just going to inhale our head up, sink the back down for our calf. Exhale, drop the head, pull it back up for our cat. You're going to work out a few of these at your own breath pace. Always inhaling the head up and exhaling, dropping it down. For your next inhale, let's come to neutral. You're going to make sure you curl your toes under. We're just going to lift our knees just slightly off the ground. Sucking that core in, just keeping it nice and tight, really pushing down through the the mat, all of our fingers. We're gonna push our hips back into our downward dog. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Feel free to walk out your dog, so you're gonna alternate pushing one heel into the mat at a time, lifting the other one up, and just going at your own pace here. Making sure you're evenly weighting everything in your fingers. Let's come to stillness, so pushing both heels down as far as you can. We're going to take a nice inhale, pushing up onto the balls of our feet. We're going to pivot them just a little bit internally, and then we're going to drop our knees mat width apart. You can bring your toes together, and we're going to sit back into our wide-legged child's pose. So if you can drop your head to the mat. We're going to keep it nice and active, so I want you to walk your fingers away from your shoulders. Getting a nice stretch here in the upper back. Taking some nice deep breaths here. On those exhales, really try and sink deeper into those hips, bringing that butt to those heels. Leaving everything in the same place it is now, you're just going to roll up on your head, pushing your butt up a little bit so the crown of your head is right to the mat. So you're just supporting a little weight into your head. Your elbows should be on the mat. We're just going to focus on pushing a little bit, rolling a little bit deeper into that head space. This should feel like a nice little shoulder stretch here. So inhaling in, exhaling, coming out. Good. Let's come back to stillness. You're going to make sure if your hands are together, you're going to rotate them externally so they're placed on the mat about shoulder width apart. You're going to lift your head up. We're going to curl our toes under, and we're going to push our hips up into the mat, leaving our forearms on the mat. So it's just like downward dog, but this is our dolphin pose. So keeping our shoulders nice and active, pulling our lats down, engaging the shoulders, sucking the tummy, and keeping it nice and tight here for our dolphin. On your next inhale, you're going to push up into your hands into our downward facing dog. On our next inhale, we're going to inhale towards plank. Exhale down to chaturanga all the way to the mat. We're going to work on some back work here. So we're going to inhale, keeping our palms where they are, and just lift our chest up just a little bit. You should be feeling this in the muscles in your lower back. Push your feet into the mat, just releasing those glutes. Good, and let's come down. This time we're going to inhale up. Still focusing on that breath. We're going to lift our palms up off the mat. If you're comfortable, you can bring them behind, or you can even clasp your hands. This will help you pull your chest up just a little bit more off the mat. Good, release. We're going to do a half bow. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend our left leg first. And we're going to use our left hand to grab our left ankle. If this is enough of a stretch in your left quad, you can stay here. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can inhale, lift up your body, and exhale, lift up your leg, pushing that foot into that hand, pulling the leg off the mat. Still focusing on those nice deep breaths. Good. Release. Let go of that hand. We're going to do the opposites. This time you're going to bend your right knee. The right hand's going to come and clasp that right ankle. We're going to inhale, lift our chest up. Exhale, push our hand and foot into each other and lift that left or that right knee up. On your next inhale, release everything down. And just take a nice deep breath in here. And exhale, release. This time, if you'd like, you can grab both legs at the same time. So you're gonna grab your left ankle and your right ankle. Again, you can choose to stay here in our low bow, or you can inhale and then exhale, push everything up. Pushing those feet into those hands, creating a nice lower arch in your back. Pulling those shoulder blades together, getting a nice deep shoulder stretch here. Making sure you're not splaying your legs, pull those knees together. And on your next inhale, release. This time, leaving your legs where they are. We're going to push up into our cobra and exhale into our narrow leg child's pose. So you're going to walk all the way back, sitting that butt down, and this time we're going to take our hands, we're going to clasp them just underneath our bum. It's creating a nice little release here for the shoulders and the back. Focus on taking a few deep breaths. When you're ready, we're going to come back down to our Shavasana. Again, you're going to want your block. You're going to put it this time right on top of where your shoulder blades are. So those bones, chicken wings that stick out. You want to put your block just below there, keeping the shoulders nice and open and letting the head drop down to the mat. This is our supported fish pose. Just letting the weight of your arms open up your shoulders. If this is not enough, you can always flip your block up to create a deeper stretch here. On your next inhale, you're just going to release the block. We're just going to pull both knees into our chest. This time we're going to grab in between the legs on the inside of our ankles. We're just pulling our ankles towards our body, and we're just going to do a little rocking side to side here, relieving some of the pressure in the back. Now we're just going to draw some nice little circles one way. And then the other way. Your next inhale, release both your legs to the mat. We're going to come back to our Shavasana, but this time we're going to place our right hand over our heart and our left hand on our navel, and we're just going to focus on taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So we're going to do these together. So we're going to inhale. One more in. Let's just focus settling our breath back down, keeping our hands where they are, letting our bodies return to the earth. From the light in me to the light in you, thank you for sharing this practice today. Namaste.